excitement level heading into your first Horizon League tournament and the group that you have, who you host, all that?
Yeah, I'm really proud of this group. For us, we've been saying since Point Park, the next game is the most important game on the schedule, so we've just been trying to have a normal week. These kids are coming from class, so it's very much so the next game on the schedule, so it's the most important. But definitely a different level of excitement being in the postseason, hosting a game. So just really excited. Just want the ball to go up in the air so we can get to playing.
The team was ranked number 11th in the Horizon League to start the season, and you guys finished in 4th. Has that been a motivating factor all year for you guys?
Absolutely. As you guys leave, you can look up and see what's above the doorway up there. You guys can report on that.
You guys, was that motivating for you guys players as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, no one likes to be told that they're going to be last before even showing, especially with a huge group of transfers that we have. So it's just proving everyone wrong and being doubted, I guess.
And it's always fun for me to be the underdog because if every game you go into, you feel like you have nothing to lose because people always pick you last to be good. So just go out there and prove them wrong.
Chandler, when you put this roster together, what about this group of transfers and returners made you think that you could complete something like this in year one?
Yeah, well, we knew. We didn't think we knew. But specifically bringing these seniors in and retaining the seniors that we retained. We have 9 kids that have played a lot of college basketball. There's been a lot of numbers drawn up on this board. They know exactly what I'm talking about. And, for us, we continue to say over and over, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, especially because of this group. It took a little longer than we thought it would to gel, but we're doing it at the right time.
Was there a moment that you did realize that when was coming about, that you brought it all together?
I think after the Youngstown win, that helped a lot. Obviously, getting Jada back was huge. But there was just a difference in these guys. If I'm being honest with you, they did it. They met themselves. They brought it to us. They said, this, and this, and we said this, and this. They all committed to playing harder and doing the things that we were asking, and it translated directly to wins.
Chandler, from the beginning, what set your confidence for this group that it could do something?
The staff and the players. I have the best staff in the country, and then recruiting these guys and the other ones we brought in, as well as retaining the players that played last year. I watched a lot of film. It's kind of what I do all day, every day, and we knew that there were going to be some heavy hitters in this league, but we wanted to be in that conversation year one. I said it. I don't think a lot of people believed it, and here we are hosting a quarterfinal game.
For both of you guys, what's it like playing for Coach McCabe?
It's been amazing. She really brought back my love for the game and just being able to play how I like to play.
Well, we go way back. She's known me since I was in high school, about 2017, 2018. So it was a full circle moment when I committed for me because it was just we had been so connected throughout the year. So for me to finally be here and playing for her, especially in her first year as a head coach, it was an honor, and it has been.
Nice. Is it what you thought it would be playing for her?
I always knew that Coach McCabe was going to be successful in whatever she did. You should have saw her. She recruited me at high school. So, I'm not surprised. I knew that, she's a very faith-driven woman, and everything that she wants, she prays for it, and she executes it and exactly. So, I'm not surprised. I'm happy for her.
For all three of you, what aspect of the game do you guys feel like you've grown the most that has set you up for the position you're in now?
I would say offensively. I feel like in the beginning they were all a little timid, but Isys she was really a driving factor offensively, especially against certain zones. So she was our catapult.
You mentioned Coach restored your love of the game in there. Just through success or something specific?
Just her belief and trust in me, and just how much she cares for me as a person outside of basketball.
All right, don't make me cry. This is why we do this, man.
Is that the plan, or does that just come from winning?
Everything is relationship driven. What these two are saying, the basketball stuff is great. It's why we're here, right? And it's why I'm getting paid. But all of that stuff trickles down. You have to put and pour your life into these young people. It's what I had. It's why I am who I am. And so, she came here based on her relationship with one of our assistant coaches. And getting to know her and grow her has been an honor of a lifetime. And this one right here, I've known longer than probably anybody here at Robert Morris. And like she said, you know, I'm a very faithful person, and everything that I prayed for is happening. It's coming to fruition. And so everything, the basis of this whole industry is relationships. You can't just say, hey, it's about wins, it's about wins. These kids have to know you love them. They don't care about how much you know. They don't know how much you care. And that is so incredibly important, and it's really cool to hear him say.
Coach, looking at the matchup in Northern Kentucky, the player who did well against you guys most of the Isys Grady
Yeah.
scored 34 points. What's make her such a tough guard in those matchups, and is there any different kind of defensive game plans you think we'll be able to do?
Yeah. I'm not going to share all of our defensive game plans with you, but that kid should have been in all conference selection. I voted for her. So, you know, she can score on all three levels. So, you know, we definitely are trying to game plan for her and the whole team. It's a really good team. It's a tough matchup for us. I think it's a tough matchup for them. I think it's going to be a really good game.
So when you're in your first job, you're trying to establish a foundation, but also win now. How have you found that challenge to try to set the program along with this season?
No, it's tricky. You know, I've got a speech saved in the chambers, but having so many seniors, it's been, I would say, tricky, you know, and the thing that I've said to them the most is everyone is like, oh man, you guys are so much better. I can't wait to see what she does in the future. I don't care about the future at all right now. It's about these guys. These guys believed in this program. I want to win now for them. It had nothing to do with, I got a XYZ, you know, year contract. So yeah, I'll be fine next year and the year after, but I don't care about next year right now. It's about these guys, these, you know, the seniors that chose to stay and the seniors that chose to spend their last year with us. It's all about that, and they obviously fully bought into that. And you know, we got to get another win.
You guys mentioned that the offense is where you felt like you truly grew. Did you feel like the defense was kind of there from the beginning, or is that also something that you felt like really developed?
I think that with the talent that was running, that we knew kind of in the summertime how good defensively we could have been, and just all around, like, because that's the thing. I feel like our team is so, the thing that separates us from a lot of other teams in the league is we're so well-rounded. Like, we don't have a lot of weak areas within ourselves as a team. We're so versatile. So I think defensively, it was the biggest thing was just like locking in and buying into what, you know, Coach McCabe and Coach Strasburg and Coach Eddie and Coach Owen, everybody was saying, and just being disciplined. That was the biggest thing for us. And I think once we did that, our defense just, you know, spoke for itself.
And then looking at the offense, last couple of games, 2 of your top 4 highest scoring performances. For both of you, have you seen sort of a turn in terms of your offensive production, knowing that it's going to be a collective effort and not necessarily one player going for 20 plus?
Yeah, and I think that's exactly like what has brought us this late success, is that everyone is contributing, especially from the bench. So it's like people are coming in and they're looking to score, looking to shoot, and you know, if one option is taken away, we know how to get the next option.
You guys have also played in a good amount of close games. How beneficial is that experience in the regular season as you enter postseason play, because it's win or go home at this point?
It's huge. We talked about it early in the season. We were 5-12, you know, in a lot of non-conference games, and we were 1-4 in, you know, games decided by a couple possessions, and we harped on that a lot. We put them in some, you know, in-game situations in practice, and it has translated for us. But that's huge. You know, that experience. Again, I put my money on the 9 seniors and the guys we got. But you know, those close games are extremely important once you're in the postseason. So hopefully it translates for us into wins.
Speaking of close games, one of the close losses you had was against Purdue Fort Wayne. Obviously, everyone looks at the big 3 of the league, but for you guys, did that game sort of show that you can compete with the top teams, considering that the goal is to win the conference tournament and have to beat them in the process?
I think we knew going into that game, we were very well prepared for that game, but I think that game, the biggest thing was, you know, Coach always said, you win or you learn. And I think that game was definitely a learning lesson for us, and it did give us that confidence to know that we can compete with those big 3 teams, you know, especially us being picked last. And, you know, everybody doesn't see that we can compete, but I think for us, players and the staff, we knew that was like, okay, like, we are good enough to compete with whoever, you know, else is first, second, or third.
Noah has also been a pivotal part of your unit. Just how beneficial has she been in the whole gelling part of everything that you guys have been talking about as being so important to your success?
I'll talk about on the floor. I'll let these guys talk about off the floor because she's probably the funniest kid we have, which I don't know if you would believe that or not. But she's huge for us offensively, specifically. When she scores a decent amount of points, it typically translates into wins for us, and having that perimeter threat, 3-level scorer really, really helps us offensively.
I mean, off the floor, I'm really close with her, and she just loves the game, and, like last night we were watching some of the games together, and she's just a great person, and I'm so lucky to be playing with her.
I talk about both on and off the court. On the court, Noah, like, she's very funny. She's just gives me, like, she's like a ray of energy sometimes, You get those, like, times in practice where it kind of, like, starts to dwindle down, and she kind of helps pick it up and get our energy up so we can keep going and progressing. And off the floor, she's unique, but, you gotta love her. She teaches you a lot of things about yourself that you didn't know, and, she's just a fun person to be around.
Speaking of the rest of the team, a lot of you are seniors or graduates. What does this game tomorrow mean for you guys and your team altogether?
It's win or go home. Like this, it's a must win to keep playing, and our goal is to win the conference championship, and I think I know we can. Then we just have to prove it by tomorrow. Like it's March, and records don't matter anymore. So it's just how we play for those 2 hours.
I think it's just as important for the 9 seniors as it is for everybody in the team. I think our underclassmen know how important it is for us to win, and they know how successful we can be. Everybody's kind of like bought in at this point. So I think it's just as important as having everybody on board as it is just for us seniors.
Coach, for you and if the players don't mind commenting either, what is Coach Edwards, what's the ornament to the program of this season?
I was asked earlier, name one word to describe Coach Lowe, and I just said grinder. She works her butt off. She's probably missed the most amount of practices. That's how you know she's working hard. She's always on the road recruiting. She's always texting me people to call. I'm like, Coach Lowe, leave me alone. So she has put recruiting first, which is huge. She's done a great job of that. But she also is an exemplary young woman for these young women to look up to, and that's why she's on staff. And so, her voice really speaks volumes. She doesn't have a ton to say at all times, but when she says something, it is so accurate, and the girls really take to it. And so, just her as a coach, as a recruiter, but as a young person in our organization, we're not the same team without her.
This was a unique scenario where you brought in a lot of transfers, but you also retained a lot of players. And especially for you guys who are newcomers, how was the meshing with the returners, knowing that people's roles are going to be different and things weren't going to be the same? How was it with just not only the coaching staff but with the returning players, those relationships?
Yeah, I mean that was an area of concern for me for coming in, knowing that I'm a new person, but I'm also wanting to be a leader here. But honestly, this summer we have gelled together so naturally, which I think is very hard nowadays in basketball, and I'm just so lucky to be with these group of people because that's something you can't force.
I say that coming in, a big factor for me, obviously besides Coach McCabe, was just being in an environment where I felt comfortable on and off the court and being surrounded by people that had my best interests and knew that I was going to have theirs. And I think that when you recruit a lot of older players, that level of maturity is there, and that definitely played into how our chemistry we just clicked from day one pretty much. There's a lot of different personalities in our team, but we all mesh together well, including the staff. When I came here, Coach McCabe and Coach Eddie are so different, Coach Eddie and Coach Lowe are so different, but that only helps us,
Chandler, seeing the men's program also find success this year, what does that mean? What does tomorrow night mean for the Robert Morris basketball program as a whole?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we're obviously hoping for 2 wins. Andy texts me after every single game, and I text him after every single game. We're pretty close, and I'm a huge Andy Toole fan. I love, the Dowda shirts are so perfect for both of us. And I think it means everything to Hoop Township. We need that support from you guys. And when there's energy in this building, it's electric, and our girls feed off of it. So it means everything to us. We're hoping for 2 wins, and we hope we can share a bus to Indianapolis. I'm just kidding. We need 2 buses.
Coming from a more student perspective, how important is the support from the student body to you and your team?
So important. I actually remember our very first game. I think it was the football team that came maybe midway through the first quarter or something like that. And I was like, why are we not playing well? What is going on? And then all of a sudden the student section came and we started killing it. Like, you guys seriously translate directly onto the floor for us when you come. So we really hope you guys can turn out. We got some hats to give away, right? We'll bribe y'all. We're not below that. So we need the students here.
Coach, I know we talked, you didn't want to comment on until it actually happened, but since we're here, sort of stemming off of what George said, what does it mean for this program to host this quarterfinal round, knowing the trials and tribulations of a first year and really finding that identity of the team? And this is the only sporting event going on in Pittsburgh tomorrow, and you're going to get people that have never seen this team before. What do you want people to see out of your team?
Yeah, I mean, I want to prove that people doubted us, and these young women have proved them wrong. I talked to them a little bit about this yesterday, but it's not going to be the last time these young women are doubted. Specifically, there's a large group of them that are Black young women, and it's not going to be the last time. I wish it was. But when they put their mind towards something and decide to do it, they can do it no matter what in their lives as well. It's well beyond this basketball thing for us. For them, obviously they've got hopefully 4 more basketball games left. And so, this is definitely, it correlates directly to a life lesson. But, specifically on the court, we want to prove that our Moon Ball slogan means something. We talk about hanging our hat on defense. We talk about being the first to the floor, and just being the team that wants it more and playing harder. So hopefully that shows tomorrow.
My end, Isys. As seniors, what has your message been to the underclassmen as the season went on?
I would just say, be confident. That was something that at my previous institution I felt like I lacked as a player. I kind of lost confidence in myself. And when I came here, that's something I gained. I think everybody here really wants you to be successful and just be the best version of yourself. So my message to the underclassmen is just to be confident.
Yeah, I echo that. I also lacked confidence before coming here. And just stay ready. You never know when your number is going to be called.
Any other final questions for coach and player?
Just one, just for the players. You guys came from SoCon and Ivy League. Just what the comparisons between the previous conferences and the Horizon based on what you guys see?
Well, I played at SoCon, so down south. Just the style of basketball has been different for me, and just being able to adjust to that, just adding different things to my bag has been beneficial for me. This is a bigger conference as well. The conference I was in before only had about 8 teams, so it's also been good to kind of be able to play different teams, more teams as well, just to see the different level of talent. So I've enjoyed my time at Horizon.
Yeah, same here. Also only had 8 teams, and we didn't travel as far, so the traveling thing was new for me. Like a week in Wisconsin, that was a long trip, but I loved every minute here, and it's definitely more competitive here, higher scoring games, so it's been a lot of fun.
Coach, a final message to anybody who's looking to come out to Moon Township tomorrow.
Yeah, please come out, support us. These young ladies deserve it. They've worked their butts off. And we hope that we can prove Hoop Township right and get this dub and go to Indy.
Perfect.